It's Friday night. It's game night here at the fabulous Viola Arena in beautiful Cardiff Bay. So without further ado, let's get out of our seats. Put your hands together for your team, the home team, your Peacocks, Cardiff Devils.
Through the Heineken Premier League, through the Super League, through the Elite League, Wembley playoffs, epic Elite League playoffs in Nottingham, Challenge Cups. There's nothing that these two teams haven't been through against each other. They are two of the most successful teams in British ice hockey history. And tonight, another potentially divisive chapter between the Cardiff Devils and the Sheffield Steelers will be written. And in 48 hours' time, they will contest a cup final in this same building. It is an absolute festival of ice hockey, and we are proud to be able to bring you the first contest between the Cardiff Devils and the Sheffield Steelers here on IceTime.TV. Gareth Hewish alongside Ollie Hampson, and Ollie, we can keep talking, but everyone knows what this is about now. This is first versus second. This is two vital league points on the line. This is all about the business end of the season.
Exactly. I think the main thing to keep in mind is that this isn't a dress rehearsal for Sunday's Cup final. There's two very real Elite League points on the line. The Devils want them. They want to go into the top spot. The Steelers, they want to open up the three-point gap. They want to stay in control of this title race. It's going to be a really, really great spectacle on the ice, and if the fans are ready to go by, it's going to be a great spectacle in the stands as well.
Indeed it is. There's a huge sea of orange in the one corner in blocks 12 and 11. That will be exponentially more in a couple of days' time, but a lot of Steelers fans very cleverly making use of the weekend here in Cardiff, and they will be loud and proud for their team. But there is a raucous noise in this building for the Cardiff Devils. This is an expectant fan base. You can hear it. I don't think we're going to be able to hear each other tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights that we have to shout because we just can't hear what each other are saying. So hopefully you've got your remote close by. If we get too loud, just turn it down just a little bit. But I don't think the fans in this building are going to turn down the volume at all tonight.
At IceTime.TV to tell us how you're enjoying the coverage tonight, where you're enjoying it from, any predictions, anything you like. The team announcements have been made. We're going to have the ceremonial face-off, and then there will be a minute of applause for John Snedden, who a sponsor of the Devils, who unfortunately passed away in recent days. So we're going to take a drop out for the ceremonial face-off and the minute applause and the Welsh national anthem before pack drop.
Okay, folks, I need a little help here, because this is a tough one to announce. Folks, give me a second here, Block 13. Give me a second. Folks, this week we had a dear friend of not only mine, but many, many people here at the Cardiff Devils. Mr. John Snedden passed away earlier this week, very sadly. And there's no better way to salute this man and what he meant to all of us. I'd like you all to join me in a minute applause. Make as much noise as you can for this great man. Thank you very much. And I'd like you all to remain upstanding, remove your caps and hats, and join Beth Millard in the singing of the Welsh National Anthem.
The minute applause for John Snedden, a friend to many, impeccably observed by all in the arena, no matter of which team they support. Both teams now circle their nets. The time for talking is now over on it.
Exactly, puck drop just moments away. That's all that matters right now, is how this game pans out. Quick start needed for both teams. You're going to look at, the Devils are going to go out with some speed, but you look what the Steelers are going to respond with. This Tanner Eberle line that's going to be starting this game for them. That's on their starting six. That's a very difficult line for the Devils to contain early doors.
Your officials tonight are Andy Dalton and Dean Smith. Lee Young and James Irons are on the line. The deep red of the home team's jerseys against the distinctive white and orange of the visitors. It's first against second. It's the Steelers and the Devils. And it is underway. Jardine takes an early touch of the puck. Skates his way through as Morrison for support. Morrison will send this down behind the goal line of Duba. Dixon with an early hit. But the Steelers come away with puck possession. Eberle. Down to Armstrong. Armstrong strong as a bull. Gets it back to the point. Brocklehurst just wide. A sighter for the Sheffield Steelers defenseman. Armstrong still with it. Joey Haddad-esque with his puck protection. Longley turns the puck over and has support from Haddad. Back to Longley. This Devils first line unit will be looking for a change though.
Yeah, it's a good start to the game for the Sheffield Steelers. Getting that forecheck in very early, very aggressive, straight away. That's something that they've done all season long. They've got a couple of guys hanging high, putting defensemen under pressure. That's why you're going to see a lot more of tonight.
DeLuca with a drop pass. Connolly can't get around Mari Masiamaki. And interestingly, there was a little hook from McNamee at center ice that the Steelers were looking at. Referees kept their arm down. I guess that's the marker laid down. Turnover for the Steelers. Good poke check from McNamee, but the pressure remains. Bounds has to try and get a piece of that, but can't. Connolly across, but it's too hot to handle for DeLuca. Richardson pinning DeLuca up by the boards. DeLuca, a spark plug, turns it over himself. Short side attempt, it spins off Bounds. And the Steelers keep possession. Gotta run in, and Bounds needs to cover this up, and does. DeLuca with a little slash afterwards. But the play will set in the Devils' zone.
This is a great start for the Sheffield Steelers. They're having the Devils in their own zone in the opening 2 minutes of this one. Unlucky on that one. It's great play in the corner by Anthony DeLuca to get that puck back on his stick and create some offense. As the Steelers drive this one, it drops down in front. I don't think DeLuca realizes that's right at his feet until the final second. And then as he's trying to poke that one away, he's being moved slightly so he can't get full contact.
Shook him in, and just off the post, I think. Don't know whether it was off of Bounds' leg or the post, but it was mighty close, whichever one. McMonagle. The Devils can't get hold of this puck. Martin's having to come in to help his defenseman, and does. Mosey back to McMonagle. A little bit of room now for the Devils. Long stretch pass, but it's batted right back by the Steelers. Poke check from McMonagle, who has to take a hit to make a play. Bounce saves. It's juggling in front of him, and he gets his big paw on it, but this is good pressure from the visitors.
I didn't quite catch who it was, but somebody just drilled Sean McMonagle in the corner. Again, that's a very, very aggressive forecheck. You watch there, just drills him right in the corner, sets up some offense for themselves, and there's a couple of attempts at it. I think it's Lucas Sandstrom with a big hit there. They're setting the tone very early. Sheffield fans are going to be very happy with this start.
And this is kind of what we touched upon in pre-game, Ollie, is this new exuberance from this Sheffield team who haven't maybe had the tenure of the Devils in terms of winning together for a number of years, but look very enthusiastic to stay at the top of that league table.
Exactly, you can see exactly what they're trying to do. They're not trying to take it easy tonight. They're not trying to rest those legs for this cup final. They want to go out. They've got their eyes on more than just Sunday. They've got their eyes on a league title. They're a team that want to turn, basically put everything from last season behind them completely, and what better way to do it with a great start to a game that means a lot to both clubs right now.
Devils win the draw and come away with it with Haddad. Haddad into Longley. Longley twists and turns and lays it for Haddad, who's going to try and twist and turn himself, but Con is falling to Dixon out in front. It's a goal! They've been under pressure for all this first period, but a quick turnover and a smash and grab give the Devils the lead.
Joey Haddad takes a tumble but manages to keep that alive. That puck somehow falls out in front to Stephen Dixon, who's all alone, and just puts that one past Duba. He's not expecting a low shot there. He's expecting Stephen Dixon to try and lift that one up against the run of play, but that's exactly what the Devils need to do. Be opportunistic. This Steelers team are going to hem them in their own zone. If they can hit them on the counter, they can do exactly that. 1-0 Devils.
For me, that comes from Longley's play in the middle of the ice. He managed to keep possession and gave Haddad a lovely pass, which gave him that space. Fournier down. That's lifted this building. McNamee just offside.
Yeah, he didn't have control of the puck there. He's protesting that one, but he's in just before the puck crosses the line, so right call there. But like you said there, guys, that all starts in the neutral zone. Charles Langley with an absolutely fantastic pass to Joey Haddad. Manages to get away from his marker, put that one right out in front of the Steelers stick to set up Haddad, and somehow that puck found Stephen Dixon and it's in the back of the net.
Rimmed around the boards by Mark Richardson. Davy Phillips, who is another person with a huge amount of experience in big games, someone we didn't touch upon, but for both Great Britain and Belfast and Sheffield and a few others as well, Davy Phillips is someone who is vital to this Steelers outfit. McNamee under pressure from Phillips now. Marion Mackey putting pressure on, going to Richardson at the half wall. Steelers chip out, only as far as Fournier. Matthew Myers impeded on his way into the zone, and now the Steelers break quickly. Sandstrom around his man, backdoor play, and Mark Lewis gets a stick on that. And he needed to. Phillips finds Sandstrom. Sandstrom has been a real pain for the Devils as that's thrown at net and plucked out of the air by Bounds.
Yeah, Santrum with a great play there as he crossed the blue line, trying to set something up, but couldn't find Brendan Connolly on the back door. I think Mark Lewis just got a touch rate to take that one away from what looked like a tape-to-tape pass, which was destined for the back of the net. It's a great response from the Sheffield Steelers after going 1-0 down against the run of play. They're not abandoning their game plan at all.
Straight from the face-off, flies over the net of Ben Bounds. Myers. Mark Lewis to Duggan. Duggan can't get it onto the end of his stick, and it's allowed the Steelers to send in another puck for Jonathan Phillips to chase. Jonathan Phillips up against Sean McMonagle. Lewis. Batch. Batch gets it on the return from Myers. It's a 3-on-2 for the Devils if they can use it. And it's a pass across that doesn't end up on Duggan's stick. But the Devils again showing that they can soak up a bit of pressure and maybe get a counter punch. Morrison can't get it out of the zone. It's a turnover for the Steelers. Jardine under pressure. That's been a theme of this first period. A strong forecheck from the Steelers. Mosey. Brocklehurst off of the backboards, and it's fallen for Mosey, who's trying to get it back to Morrison, but the Devils just couldn't get a clean pass across the blue line. Morrison picks it up now. Jardine. Martin to get there first ahead of Brocklehurst. Brocklehurst put it in the body well. Richardson to Fournier. And Duba, calm and clean as you like, holds on to that.
Devils have managed to turn this goal around now just to make sure that they're on the puck a little bit more, and they're looking a lot more settled. They're not rushing plays. They're really taking their time to set it up. You saw that just then as that puck's coming towards the blue line. Sean Morrison, he can gamble, he can try and take a one-timer, but if he mistimes that, that's a breakaway for the Steelers. There's the right thing, just letting that play come out the zone, just quiet things down, take it at their own tempo.
Fournier looking for a tip, and it's found its way through. Haddad may have got the final touch, but it's definitely found its way past Duba. The Devils double their advantage.
The great season continues for Joey Haddad. Face-off win, which is what the Devils do so well. They're one of the best face-off teams in the league. Joey Haddad just gets a slight touch on that one, goes through the legs of Thomas Duba. Very, very little he can do that close in front, and that's goal 29 on the year for Joey Haddad.
A speculative effort from Fournier looking for Haddad in front. He finds Haddad in front, and as you mentioned, Ollie, Haddad's excellent scoring season continues. And maybe more importantly, the Devils' counter-punching has been effective again. DeLuca picks up the loose puck. The Steelers have bodies over now. Through with Connolly, and Bounds with a little bit of a juggle as it nestled into the mesh of his glove.
Yeah, for the Steelers, they're 2-0 down in the opening 7 minutes of this game, but they've been the ones who've been in control of large parts of it. First goal on the counter, second goal just a face-off win and a tip out in front. Steelers, they don't need to change anything about the way they're playing. They're playing absolutely great so far. They can just continue what they're doing. They're going to get one soon.
Fascinating opening 6.5 minutes of this contest. But remember, the Devils went 2-0 up in the last game of this building as Riley now looking to add to the tally. He goes short side but doesn't get it on target. Mariamaki to Riley. Mariamaki again, using his body to shield this puck. Riley. McNamee. Ariamaki looking to get below the goal line. A few exasperated Devils fans asking for a penalty, but not going to get it there. The Devils asking for an offside now. Davis throws it across, and it was a rebound that was gaping for a white jersey to capitalize on.
Yeah, you see that. Michael Davis just trying to put that one.
Turnover by Bendefolio, and he can't find a teammate. Eberle into the shins of Jardine. The pace of the Steelers' attack not diminished by this scoreline. Bendevolio to Martin. Morrison. It's a neat little chip by him, but the Steelers get there first. They've done well, the Steelers, to come away from the corners in their own zone with puck possession. Not offside for the Steelers. Eberle for Phillips. Phillips again just looking to get it on net. Dixon a bit slow to react to that when Eberle reacts first. Fournier. Steelers gain the zone. Richardson around the boards for Longley. Longley just calming that puck down. He was trying to chip up on him, but Fournier forward to Longley. Longley can't dance his way through that Steelers defense. Valorant for Connolly. Bounds with a save. That puck went straight into the slot. And the Steelers are carving out chances. They don't look phased by this scoreline. They've got goals in them. Valorant, and that's deflected into the net.
Yeah, the Steelers are getting themselves in all the right places so far in the opening 10 minutes of this game. There's been a couple of chances that really could have turned into goals. That one there, just very aggressive by Ben Bounce, coming right out to take away that angle. It's a great pass though, right into the slot. That could be very, very dangerous. That's something that the Devils going to want to keep an eye on though, because there's a few too many times in this game the Steelers have been able to find the guy right in the middle or find the guy across the crease. They just haven't been able to pull the trigger for one reason or the other.
Kaczynski is again, Bounce makes the save. And then it's baseball batted right at the other end of the ice for an icing call.
Well, spring training in the MLB is going on right now. That's a good audition from Mark Lewis there, just springing that one all the way down. Very hard shot. I'm not surprised though, because he's got a hard punch.
And a hard stay. Another face-off win for the Steelers, but Matthew Myers nestled in there. Is bouncing in front of Bounds once more, and Bounds has had a real good start to this as Matthew Myers using his silky hands and forces a glove save from Tuba.
Yeah, Matthew Myers just somehow manages to get around Marek Tronchinski, who pinched up at the blue line. You watch this now as he's coming back down the ice. Picks it up here. It's a great run up ice save. You watch it just coming into your pitch now. Marek Tronchinski just pinches there. Matthew Myers somehow stick handles in a phone booth. Just tries to handcuff Thomas Duba, but that's a good save there right above his head.
Ariamaki gets tangled up with his man, but McNamee will pick up the loose puck. Jardine just looking to get it in on goal, but the Steelers will spring forward. Jardine under pressure from Lentigov, who's turned the puck over and was maybe a little bit too eager on that occasion. I think he had more time than he thought. Brocklehurst. Mariamaki beats out that clearance. Another good stick from Mariamaki on the forecheck. Fournier. Fournier can't clear. Armstrong. Wily veteran Armstrong. Phillips. Fournier almost turned the puck over, but rides the challenge. Bendevolio throws it across ice so the Devils have a bit of time and space. Mosey gets a touch on that to negate the icing. Drilled into the boards he is though. McMonigal. McMonigal through. Juba has to save. Batted out of the air by Mosey. Mosey tries another attempt, but fans on it. And when the Devils do get in the Steelers zone, they look like they're going to score.
Yeah, they're looking very, very dangerous whenever they've got a sight to goal there. A couple of attempts there just go missing. Mosey with great hand-eye coordination to get that one. There's a good reaction pad save from Thomas Duba. Second time of asking, can't pull the trigger on that one, just fans on the attempt. But like you said there, guys, whenever the Devils do get a sight in net, they are looking very, very dangerous so far.
Dixon for Longley, and what a save that is by Duba.
Yeah, it's good work there from Longley to be able to get that shot off. It just bounces off his stick, so he receives that pass from Stephen Dixon, manages to get that goalwards, but Thomas Duba pushing out, very aggressive to the edge of his paint. You watch it now, just comes off, takes away the angle, manages to swallow up the rebound as well.
Longley back to the point, knuckle puck forward, Longley picks it up, getting right in front, the Devils shoot, they go wide. Haddad. Longley, back to Haddad. Haddad though, the body's used on him, and the Steelers try to pass their way out of trouble, but Longley pass to Haddad, who's in an offside position, but Haddad does enough to get past Jonathan Phillips. But Phillips gets the return pass now. Lovely ebb and flow to this game. Phillips! Let's bounce back into action.
Yeah, really good there from Jonathan Phillips as well to be able to get that shot off. He loses sight of the puck as he's trying to pull a move there, but manages to recover and just get that shot towards Bounds, who gloves it down. One thing to notice is Marek Tronchinski's getting a lot of minutes so far, and he's using them very, very well. He's playing physical as you'd expect. He's a big body defenseman doing a great job, does really well there just to take away the option from Joey Haddad, who did very well to get back on side. But Tronchinski's playing a very smart, physical game.
Richardson. Forward to Batch. Batch is going to look to work in the corners. Good stick by Batch. Myers. Myers, two white jerseys around him. And it breaks for the Steelers. Then to go. Cross to the left wing. Evelyn. Then to go. A support. At the point, and it's found its way through. A speculative effort from the half boards. May have got a touch on the way in, but the Steelers eat into the Devils' lead. It's 2-1.
That's been coming from the Sheffield Steelers for the way they started this game. David Phillips just takes a shot from the top of the circle. It does take a tip out in front. I'm not sure if it's John Armstrong, if it comes off the stick of Gleason Fournier in the end. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net, 2-1.
Well, you can't say they didn't deserve it. The Steelers have put the Devils under pressure for different spells of this one. But the home team still hold on to that lead.
Yeah, it's being credited to David Phillips. It looks like it may have come off the stick of Gleason Fournier. But either way, like you said, the Steelers, they deserve that goal. The way they started this game has been absolutely phenomenal. They haven't dropped their heads after going 2 goals down. Like I said earlier on, it was just a good goal on the counter-attack, then win a face-off, get a shot on net, and that was the only difference up until this point.
O'Connor. Through center ice, the Devils will pick up on the loose puck. Jardine rims that one around the boards. Jardine. Strong skate from the number 77. Still with it, Jardine gets a hit for his trouble. There's got to be a penalty on the play. It's a tripping call.
I think what they're saying is that Marek Tronchinski left his trailing leg there to trip up Sam Jardine. To me, well, let's see a replay of that one. I didn't think there was too much in that one. Watch this now. Jardine just comes in. To me, that's hip-on-hip contact.
If we take another look at it, I think there may have been a little motion with the right leg. Watched it, the right leg coming out, yeah. Ooh, maybe not.
No, I think that was fine.
It was actually his leg popping out from the hit, not before it. But a penalty it is, which sends the Devils on a power play. The first power play of the evening. McMonagle. Martin. Haddad is offside.
Yeah, just a little bit too eager there. Martin just slowed up right before the blue line. That just forces Joey Haddad to go offside on that one.
Well, we promised you that it would be frantic. We promised you it'd be high quality. We promised you excitement. And boy, oh boy, have we had that. 3 goals already in this contest. Stephen Dixon and Joey Haddad for the Devils. Davy Phillips for the Steelers. Phillips clatters a shot into McMonagle. And now it's a turnover from Phillips. Great penalty killing from him. McMonagle. Devils again can't get the power play going. They can't get in the Steelers zone at the moment.
Yeah, it's just really good work in the neutral zone by the Steelers. They're taking away so many options there. You can see Sean McMonagle, he's searching for a man to dish that puck to. He has to take his time. He has to circle back to really get something going. Steelers positionally on this penalty kill has been absolutely superb.
And now here's Gleason Fournier hitting with speed. Can he hit the zone? Lays it off for Longley. And again, the Steelers stand up at that blue line. Longley, though, does have some time and space now, finds Riley over on the right wing. Now the Devils can get it working with 32 seconds remaining. Fournier. McNamee! Good save from Duba. One more chance for the Devils to rush down and get into the Steelers zone. Fournier wanted the return pass from Riley, doesn't quite get it, but does get it over to Mario Mackey. The power play is about to expire. The Devils just want time and space here. It's found its way through! At the end of the power play, Blair Riley found the loose puck and just managed to nestle it, caress it over the pads of Duba.
Bit of a broken play there. Mario Mackey just does a good job to even get a shot off there. He's under a lot of pressure from Brendan Colley. Manages to put that one goal bound. And as Thomas Duba's down, nobody's really picking up Blair Riley. Just lifts that one so gently over the pads. And it's 3-1 now to the Devils.
It's not going to be credited as a power play goal, Ollie, but as good as, because the Steelers couldn't get their man back out onto the ice.
And right at the death.
Turnover, Valoran, back across, goal, DeLuca! The Steelers hit right back, and it is now 3-2.
That's the exact response that the Steelers needed after that power play goal against. If you watch there, it's just really good passing movement there. Anthony DeLuca just trying to get that one out in front. Bounce makes a good stop initially, but right back to DeLuca. He's not going to miss a wide open net like that.
And there was an opportunity for the Devils there to try and get into the end of the first period with a 2-goal advantage. It lasted about 8 seconds. Longley straight across, and Duba gets a pad on it. What a fascinating tussle this is, Ori. All of the main pressure from the Steelers, but the Devils looking more clinical in the Steelers' offensive zone than we've seen them for some time.
Yeah, the Steelers, they've had a lot of the pressure, they've had a lot of the puck possession. They're really hemming the Devils in their own zone very well, but they're not using their opportunities as well as the Devils are. They're just being very opportunistic, making sure that any chance they have on net is either going for a rebound or going to the back of the net.
Long stretch dump pass by the Steelers. McMonagle will pick up the loose puck for the Devils. How many more goals can we see in this first period? You wouldn't put it against either of these teams notching another one in the next 4 minutes. Mosey. McMonagle, good tip from him to get Benevolio surging down the ice. He has Mosey up to his right. Mosey to Martin. Fournier, and Duba was in the right place at the right time to hold on to that one.
Yeah, Duba just has to stand his ground on that one. Fournier is shooting at through a sea of bodies. If you watch this now, they manage to somehow get it back to him. Mosey does a good job to retain this puck in the corner. Get that down low to Marty. He's trying to feed Bentivolio. If he's a right-hander, that's on his tape, and that's a potential better opportunity. Fournier's perspective effort, but Thomas Duba's in the right place.
A fan on that one. Bentivolio around, tried to get it onto Martin's stick. Duba was all at sea if they had managed to do so. That puck's caught in the snow. Eberle sends it down to clear ice. That's just offside from Eberle, but there was a gap in the Devils' defence the Steelers tried to exploit.
Yeah, it didn't look so it was going to be too dangerous anyway, so the stick just jumped off his, the puck just jumped off his stick there, but that's exactly what the Steelers need to do. Find that gap right in the middle. The face-offs go in 10? No, it looks so the face-off for a moment is going to go all the way back in the Steelers zone, which would have been very unfair.
There's one thing we don't like on this webcast is injustice. Jardine. Myers. Dumped in the corner. Duggan took a swipe at it, missed it. Batch. Devils' fourth line was trying to swarm that puck, but the Steelers get it out again. Jardine rims around the boards. Morrison. Good stick by Morrison to impede that pass. And now he gets Duggan moving. Duggan. Clever by Duggan. No one quite read what he was going to do, but the idea was a good one. DeLuca, the goal scorer of the second goal. DeLuca. Under pressure from Mark Lewis, and Mark Lewis gets something on that puck to stop it getting towards net. Stop and start from Valorant. Shot from the point. DeLuca! Bounds gets a pad onto it. DeLuca still with it. DeLuca! Kept it at the blue line. Good Steelers pressure. Blast. Deflected. There's a few backs and slashes in front of bounds. It's Connolly and Mark Lewis. DeLuca with a one-timer. McMonigal uses his lumber to get that out. It's been a long shift for this Devils' fourth unit.
Yeah, they only just managed to get half their guys off the ice, but the Steelers can really capitalize. There's a lot of tired legs on the ice for the Devils right now.
They can't do so, and Mariamaki is up against his man. Mariamaki had a lot of lumber waved in his face, and I think it was a good distraction technique in the end from the Steelers defenseman. And that one's gone into the crowd.
Yeah, you can see what the Steelers are doing with Masi Mariamaki. They're trying to get under his skin a little bit. He has a tendency to take a penalty or two just through frustration, but he's done a very good job so far tonight, just keeping his head, making sure he's not buying into that stick wave in the face there. Nothing wrong with it, just trying to get under his skin a little bit there. Didn't work for the Steelers, who've done a really good job just shutting Mariamaki down.
You sense that's an important line for the Devils tonight. Riley, Mariamaki and McNamee, it's got goals in it, but it's going to be used as a bit more of a shutdown line as well. Longley trying to fashion something into his forehand, and he fires wide. Fournier. In on Duba. Mariamaki scores! This line does have goals in it, and it's come from Masi Mariamaki.
And that's exactly why you go right to the front of the net there. Thomas Duba doesn't get enough of that first attempt. Goes for the poke check. It looks as though he's swallowed that one up, but it springs loose behind him. Duba has no idea where it is. None of the Steelers see that until Mariamaki's already pulled it back to his forehand and just tucks that one in. Takes a hit for his troubles, but the Devils reopen that 2-goal advantage right at the end of the period.
Yeah, Sandstrom did all he could to try and stop that puck from going in, but Mariamaki had already done the hard work. Well, I didn't quite think there'd be 6 goals in the first period, Ollie.
I expected maybe 6 goals in the game. Not quite in the first 20 minutes, though.
I don't think we're anywhere near finished either. touch in to Joey Martin. Shot just trickles under the pad of Dubra. In the end, the Devils looking to go one better. Last few seconds, Fournier elects to pass it, and there's time running out for a shot. Martin not able to control it. The Steelers now only have a few seconds. Lentigov in. Maybe one last chance. There isn't a chance for a shot from Armstrong. I don't think we got the time to summarize all of the goals in that one. All I can say, Ollie, is that is a game worthy of two great teams, and you can see exactly why they are first and second in the table.
Exactly. I think the scoreline doesn't reflect the game at all. I think at points in this opening period, the Steelers, they've been in control. They've been the better team over the course of 20 minutes. The Devils, they've just been very opportunistic. That's really the only difference in this game. I don't think Thomas Duber could have done too much on the goals against, especially that fourth one. As that puck comes down, it just handcuffs him a little bit. He has to shut his legs somehow, puts that paddle down, just bounces off him. Just very unfortunate of him. But overall, just been a great game of hockey. Great 20 minutes of action. I can't imagine it's done.
I need a rest. And I'm sure you do at home as well. So go and get your drink restocked, go and get your food restocked, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes time. Don't go anywhere.
Just about 3.5 minutes away from the start of the second period, so why not look over the 6 goals in that opening period. Obviously it's just the goals because there's 6 of them. You're watching now, Joey Haddad takes a tumble. It looks though as the Steelers stick just deflects that one back into the slot though. And Stephen Dixon is on the receiving end of that one. Unfortunately, because it's just the goals, we're not going to show that the Steelers actually started the game incredibly. That was completely against the run of play on the counter-attack. You watch here now. We don't quite catch it. I think maybe Davey Phillips who just puts that one back out in front for Stephen Dixon. You look at Dubé, he's potentially thinking he's going to go high on that one. Dixon for his 14th of the year. And he turns to assist maker on this one. An innocent enough looking shot from Gleason Fournier, deflected out in front for the 29th of the campaign by Joey Haddad. Just manages to get his stick on that one. And not much that Thomas Duber can do on that. If you watch here now, Haddad just gets his stick down, lifts it a little bit. Duber's maybe thinking that's going a bit wide, going to the pad. If you watch on this one, is great zone time from the Sheffield Steelers. Davey Phillips takes a shot from the top of the circles. It's been credited to him. I think it does come off the stick of Gleason Fournier. You might get a better look at it here. Yeah, this one comes off the body of Gleason Fournier and into the back of the net. John Armstrong out in front being a bit of a distraction, as he always is to the goaltender. But that goal, 2-1, nothing more than the Steelers deserve after their insane start to the period. And in fact, 4-2 doesn't tell the tale of the game at all. If you watch this now, again, Masi Mariamaki just manages to get that puck towards net. Nobody really picks up Blair Riley till it's too late. It's right at the death of a power play. He just lifts that over, nearly sends that one wide as well, as you can see from the overhead angle. You're watching now, Brockhurst just playing a little bit too high up on the penalty kill, comes in a little bit too late. As he shoves Riley, it's already in the back of the net. And the light is on, and that would be 3-1. But right after that, 11 seconds after that actually, Antetokounmpo, one attempt, nope, second attempt, back of the net, 26th of the year. Good initial save there from Ben Bounds as he tries to take away that option for a pass out in front, but manages just to say to Antetokounmpo, have another go. And a guy like DeLuca, when you give him that much net to shoot at, he's never gonna miss. But the scoring wasn't done there at 3-2. Shot coming in there, innocent enough, just handcuffs Thomas Duba though. He thinks he's got that on the second attempt, but Masi Marimaki keeps it going, jams it away. And that would reopen the 4-2 lead. You watch it there, Duba just comes down awkwardly at him. Watch it now, he has to get his pad down to try and stop that one sneaking in between his legs. Maybe shouldn't have gone for the poke check there. But either way, it is 4-2 to the Cardiff Devils after the opening 20 minutes of play. And just as the second period is just about to get underway, we will welcome back Gareth Hewish.
Thank you very much, Ollie. We're ready for the second period. Those highlights like War and Peace, not much happened in the first. Back to it for both these teams. Dixon gets it back. Long lay. Haddad fires over the barb. What a chance that was for the Devils early on in this second period. And maybe Haddad will be disappointed he didn't hit the target. Haddad threw on Duba, and Duba sends it to the corner. And this time it's into his glove.
That's a great start to the period for the Cardiff Devils. Exactly what they needed after a very good start to the first by the Sheffield Steelers. Really trying to test Duba, trying to get his rebound control really test on that one. He's trying to put it block aside a lot or shoot low, getting to kick that one out is one thing maybe they've noticed in the first period. I think both goaltenders said rebound control hasn't been the best in the opening 20 minutes. I think that's one thing both teams are going to try and look to exploit.
Martin wins the draw. Fournier, Mosey. Fournier again, snuffed out by the Steelers, and he'll chip away off the boards. Mosey needed to recover with that poke check. And now he takes the pass into himself, he shoots, handcuffs Duba. Another shot by Mosey, and this time Duba collects the rebound.
That's exactly what I was on about a few moments ago about the rebound control. That shot from Mosey, Duba really should have that covered, or maybe deflect that one into the corner instead. If you watch this now, firstly, great diving effort there from him, Evan Mosey. Great pass here from Joey Martin. As he comes across the line, just puts that one on net. Duba's got to do a bit of a better job of making sure that lands right in front of him so he can swallow it up, or just get that so he goes into the corner.
Back to knee. To Mark Lewis, who puts it around the boards, and a good recovery from Davy Phillips, who had moments before been on the ice. McMonigal. McMonigal puts it on net, and it deadens in front of Duba, who lets the play go for face-off.
Duba does a really good job of tracking that. When that one just bounces off a defenseman right out in front, he manages to keep an eye on it, swallow that one down, because Mike McNamee circling around like a shark there, could have tapped that one in short side.
A better start to this second period, Ollie. It almost mirrors the first period, but for differing teams.
Exactly. So the Steelers, if it is going to mirror the first period, the Steelers are about to score.
In this game, I would not be surprised. McMonigal comes off the backboards, and Jonathan Phillips. And maybe here's where the Steelers do score. They certainly send it in for O'Connor. O'Connor on Bounds. Bounds can only put it back into play. Mario Mackey trying to be on the defensive here, but it falls to the Steelers at the blue line, and it's blocked by Bounds. And the Devils play away Riley. Riley shoots and it cannons off the bar.
That's some really good work there in his own zone by Matthew Mariamaki to send Riley away on a rush there. Nearly comes to fruition for him, but manages to beat Duba. Doesn't beat his big red friend though.
Duggan. Duggan tried to play it back to the point, but Letkov was all over him like a rash. And the Devils fortuitously get a rush going. Haddad. Matthew Myers! Duba puts it in the wheelhouse. He made a save with his face in the end. It's what good goalies do. You get any piece of yourself on it and hope to keep it out of your net. Armstrong. Lentigov. Space on this side for the Steelers. The Devils get away with one, but the Steelers will be pleased that they are getting a bit more time in the Devils zone. But here's Dixon. Morrison. Dixon throws it across the crease. Head down from Eberle. Runs into a brick wall though. Steelers go again. Brocklehurst. Fournier's pass is a loose one. Aaron Johnson tidies things up for the visitors.
Sean Morrison's heading to the dressing room for the Devils.
Keep an eye on that one. That'll be a big loss for the Devils if he's out for a lengthy period of time as the Steelers come through center ice. DeLuca. Long stretch pass for Martin. Martin's away. Oh, Duba, and he scores! The Devils have come out in this second period with huge pressure, and it finally tells. It's 5-2.
That's a great heads up pass there for the Devils. Just send Joey Martin away on a breakaway. Thomas Duba's got to do something just to try and get something to stop Joey Martin's progress there. It looks as though Martin just manages to sneak that one through his legs as well. We'll have to have another look at that. Either way, great start to the period for the Cardiff Devils. 5-2 lead now.
They really have come out of this second period, Ollie, with fire in their belly. You know Andrew Lord would have been furious at letting that goal, that second Steelers goal, go in so soon after the third. And you just get the sense that the Devils don't want that to happen again. Mark Lewis has to keep his eye on this, but the Steelers are putting a hard forecheck on. Mark Lewis finished a hit in there, and the Steelers are looking for a penalty maybe. Evan Mosey now takes a hit of his own. And you can feel the temperature starting to raise. Trochinski. The rangy stick of Trochinski, and the shot is just over the bar. The Steelers now going to work again. There's just nothing that seems to faze the Steelers. They don't look like they're going to feel sorry for themselves as the Devils try to maybe catch them on the break. Armstrong, strong work from him.
Yeah, Lucas Sanchez took a big hit in the corner a few moments ago by Mark Lewis. It did look a little bit late, to be honest. He looked a bit shaken up straight away, but he's staying on the ice. Looks though he's not feeling any other effect, just shaking it off, carrying it on. He's been a very, very good part of that first period performance. He's not one they're going to want to miss out in the lineup.
Blair Riley for the Devils. Takes a hit from Eberle. You can feel the physicality from the Steelers is increasing. Good stick check from Jardine. We should note that Gleason Fournier has gone out on this shift with Jardine, so Morrison missing for the Devils. Strong work! Bounds has to be strong at his post. Still has to be strong at his post. And the Steelers come away with possession. DeLuca. Riley with a hit. Jardine, hard skate from him. But as he left a little bit of a gap in behind him, the Devils need to be wary of this. And here it is, DeLuca exploits that space. Can't get a pass on this occasion. O'Connor. DeLuca. Bounds will just see that into the glass. Matthew Myers with a good touch of the puck, and that sent Batch away. The Devils have numbers going forward. And Batch could sense Mark Lewis behind him. Myers with a hit. Batch dug in! Can't finish! What a chance that was for a sixth for the Devils.
Yeah, good opportunity there from Duggan. He just needs to lift that one up. Duber at the bottom of the net, completely covered. If he lifts that one, he's got more of a chance of making a six.
Bobber for Valoran. Valoran. And now the Devils maybe could spring forward with Duggan. Duber's going to have to come out and play this puck. Around the boards he goes. The Steelers set as both teams go for a change. Valoran. Sandstrom, who has been a real spark plug. Still Sandstrom moves. He reminds me of Tyler Michelle in a lot of ways. Sandstrom, he's just always moving.
He's always in the right spots as well. He's been an absolutely fantastic player for the Steelers all season long, and especially tonight, especially after taking that big hit a few moments ago.
Phillips turns the puck over. Longley just laboured on it too long. Longley needs to get there now. Sandstrom, Brocklehurst, through a host of bodies, bounds, clutches at it, and now McMonagle, there's a little bit of afters here. We don't know if we caught this on a camera. Sandstrom's gone to the ice. There's no arms in the air at the moment. McMonagle protested his innocence immediately. Dean Smith has just told Sandstrom to get up. So it's at the top of your page here, the top of your screen. There certainly was contact, but enough?
It looks like he's just going in for a hug. That's one of the weirdest instances, I think. I think the way he moves his arm right the last second, unnecessary, so I could see a reason for a potential penalty to be called, but I think that's so far away from the play, the referees, they're probably not even looking at that area of the ice.
I think because the play had been whistled down as well, I think that it wasn't a roughing call, certainly. There was contact made. If that had been when play was still going on, I think we would have definitely seen an interference call.
Yeah, I think it was more unnecessary than roughing, to be honest.
Martin stops and starts and throws a shot. Duba nestles it into his glove.
That's better by Duba there. He's got that glove hand working. That's one area that the Devils really struggling to get past Duba. He's got that glove moving around a lot, gloving things down, and straight away they're not bouncing back out that mesh in the glove. They're not coming off the palm part at all. He's managing to take them first time and stop the play.
Martin's going to take the first warning here. Needs to be careful. But he does win the ensuing face-off. But Davy Phillips picks up the loose puck and throws a quick puck forward. No icing on the play. Takes a couple of deflections. Fournier takes a hit in the corner, does Gleason Fournier, and gives away the icing call.
Yeah, the fans are getting a bit of a cheer there because Tanner Eberle, as he makes that hit, he does fall to the ice. Fournier looks as though he's a bit better off after that one. But what Eberle does there, he puts pressure on his defense when he gets that icing call as well. He manages to get an offensive zone face-off, but this is where the Steelers need to be better. The Devils are winning about 2/3 of all the face-offs so far. They really need to start making these draws count.
This is a big physical line for the Steelers. Armstrong and Eberle know how to use that body. Here is Armstrong. He can also pick a pass as well. Jardine sends it forward. Fournier's had to leave the ice. He's lost his helmet. Mosey. A little bit of a loose pass from Evan Mosey, but just about gets away with it. Steelers get possession again, and the Devils can't allow the Steelers to just keep coming at them. We've seen that pressure tell. A fan shot by Ben O'Connor, but does well to stop McNamee's progress. And McNamee will go again. Still with McNamee. Still with McNamee to Riley now. Riley fans on it and takes a hit from Eberle. There's that physicality we talked about.
That's exactly what the Steelers need from a guy like Tanner Eberle. Just finish a hit against a big body forward like Blair Riley. Get under his skin. Get the momentum back on your side. That's perfect play there from Eberle.
Sean Morrison has returned to the ice for the Devils on this shift. McNamee couldn't collect the pass from Riley. I guess we're assuming Morrison maybe has equipment issues if he's trying to make this play, and we'll keep you updated. Mark Lewis doesn't get it in as deep as maybe he would like.
Yeah, Morrison's gone straight back to the room, and that curtain's been pulled, which is never usually a good sign for a Devils player.
What a frantic opening 10 minutes to this second period. What an opening half an hour to this contest. And this is going to be an icing call against the Steelers.
Devils pitcher has just come back out of the room and whispered something into Luke Picassier very, very quickly. It doesn't look so it's going to be good news for Sean Morrison potentially.
That's hit. A high stick. We'll have another face-off here in the Steelers zone. Thank you so much for joining us here on IceTime.TV tonight. Thank you for heeding our warnings about the early login as well. We wanted to ensure everyone could watch this spectacle. And that's a high stick on DeLuca, and that is going to be a penalty. Both officials had their hand in the air, and this will be the Steelers' first power play of the night.
Yeah, no complaints on that one at all. Charles Longley has Antti DeLuca's coming out the ice. I think DeLuca's trying to signal that there's blood as well, so this looks like it's going to be 2+2. If you watch this now, he just beats the foot race. He just gives him a little tap there. One of those frustrating penalties as well, because there's no real reason for you to have your stick that high up, but either way, it looks like DeLuca's protests are going unnoticed. It looks like it is just going to be 2.
I mean, you can't fake blood. Well, I suppose you can, but I don't think Antti DeLuca is the type of player in which to run a campaign of blood capsules for an extra 2-minute penalty.
Like I say, I think you need like a wardrobe or a drama department to have fake blood, but if he's bleeding, that should be 2+2.
It's just 2 that's gone up on the board, but 2 could well be enough for this talented offensive outfit. Brocklehurst at the blue line. Brocklehurst. Down to Davis. Davis across. There's going to be another penalty here. It's a penalty on the Steelers. We're going to go to 4-on-4 in a sec. It's an interference call that happened there. We're going to see on the replay now exactly what happened.
It looks like it's DeLuca going to the box for slashing. We have to watch out in front. If you watch, he's right out in the net battle with Mark Richardson. Comes down, just slashes the stick out of his hand. Those have been called the whole season long. Can't really complain about that one.
And moments after maybe he should have had a 4-minute penalty go his way, DeLuca takes a penalty that negates the advantage. But 4-on-4 is going to lead to lots of chances, you'd feel, with the quality of skater that both these teams have.
Yeah, there's a lot more ice to work out there as well. You look at some of the guys that the Steelers have got, they got some very, very fast legs. You wouldn't be surprised to see Jonathan Phillips maybe get some time. I think, was it 3-on-3 GB back in the spring? Managed to do quite well on that shift.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Blair Riley's lost his stick, so the Steelers have a man over on this chance. Riley. Fournier. Lovely little intricate play. Joey Martin. Martin shoots. Batted away by the huge frame of Duba. Fournier happy to come out of the zone, and Riley. Martin spins on a dime and sends it back to Riley. Here's Fournier. Martin to Gleason. Fournier! Deflection in front, but Duba got something on it. The Devils had 3 men down low there, but they've got away with it. Armstrong turning on Mariamaki. Then to go. Tronchinski. Then to go's opened up some space. Bounds. Couldn't hold his rebound and couldn't hold the puck. Sends a rebound out, and now Evan Mosey will send it back as both teams change.
That's not a guy you want to give too much space there, Nikolai Lemchikov. He can really punish you if you give him a little bit too much room. He can really make something out of nothing. Nearly manages to do it there.
Connolly. Lovely pass by Connolly, and the Steelers can't find the finish. And now the Devils will go on a very short power play. Jardine around. Haddad. He has Haddad up. He has Longley, up with him, and Longley's pass goes wayward. And the Steelers send it all the way back, and they come back to full strength. And we get back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Steelers have a man up to the left. It's DeLuca straight out of the box. DeLuca bounce stops him. Brocklehurst deflected wide. Valorant is the first one to that loose puck. Steelers buzzing around the net. McMonigal just stops that puck coming out into the slot, but it's got back to Johnson again at the blue line. And on that one, from a Devils perspective, they're happy to see it go into the netting.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Antti DeLuca out of the box and nearly onto the score sheet once again. Bounced strong to his post, though he manages to come out, challenge that angle. The Devils defense has done a good job as well, taking away any passing option that DeLuca may have had. In the end, all he's got is the option to shoot. Bounce comes up bigger.
Richardson to Batch. Martin. Chip and chase. Batch back to Joey Martin. Steelers though poke it forward. Sandstrom has to go back on himself, but well, he's continually moving. Even the Duracell bunny is jealous of this guy. Johnson into the legs of Fournier, who again was given very little time on the puck with Mitch to make a play, and this is sprung forward by the Steelers, but they were maybe a little bit too eager. McNamee, chip and chase that he's going to have to go for himself. Johnson quick, but again maybe too quick. Steelers maybe a little bit too eager here. Mariamaki. Riley just needed a touch from McNamee, and a blast from Jardine sends it all the way back down towards bounds.
Yeah, really good work there from Blair Riley, just to try and find this guy out in the middle, but there's a stick lift right out in the blue paint that took away that option of a tap in for the Devils. The Steelers 5 goals down, but defensively they have been good tonight.
McNamee rides the challenge down to Mariamaki, and this is what we said about this line for the Devils. They maybe needed just to put that pressure on the Steelers. They have lost possession this time. Troczynski is through, and Mark Lewis just gives a little shove, and then also, more importantly, a deflection that sends it over the glass.
Yeah, that's exactly what Mark Lewis is out there to do right now. He's just trying to play physical. They got that 3-goal lead. They're trying to make sure that they send it a message, because don't forget, these guys got a pretty big game coming up in about 48 hours time.
You wouldn't know it. They're leaving everything out on the ice tonight. But we knew both of these games were going to be barn burners. Premier Sports will have all of the coverage on Sunday afternoon. It's a 4 o'clock face-off. Matthew Myers going to pick up the loose puck. No, he isn't. That's a good poke check from Tronchinski, and he's set DeLuca forward. Tell you what, the Sheffield Steelers didn't have a good year last year. They must thank their lucky stars they found Antti DeLuca.
Yeah, Antti DeLuca, he was great for them last season. This year he's just been another world. He's one of the most exciting players to watch in the entire Elite League right now. Already got 1 goal tonight, nearly got a second. You wouldn't bet him against him getting that second soon, though.
Indeed, that's why you can't take your eyes off this one. The Sheffield Steelers can get 3 goals. The Cardiff Devils want to stop them getting any more than they already have. A hit has been ridden, and now the Steelers come through to Luca again. He fans on his shot, and that's an uncomfortable looking Marco Valorand there.
Yeah, we'll have to have another look at that replay. To me, the penalty in the first period against Tronchinski, that hit there from Duggan looked a little bit worse.
Duggan springs forward, and Duba comes out to challenge him aggressively. Longley just trying to get it towards net. Duba again gets a little something on it. Duggan's making a nuisance of himself once more, but Brocklehurst sends it down ice. Fournier to Mark Lewis. Longley is offside.
Yeah, let's have a look, see if we got another look at that hit there from Duggan on Marco Valorand. Yeah, that's worse than the one that Tronchinski did. If you watch his right leg, he leads with that leg all the way. I think that was a missed goal.
And well, Morrison for the Devils has had some issues in this period medically, and Valorant didn't look like he was moving particularly comfortable.
No, I'm not surprised why. It wasn't knee contact, but that leg coming out, probably worthy of potential tripping.
Lewis. Back in behind Duba's net. Sandstrom. Lovely move by Sandstrom, but he's turned the puck over Martin. What a save that was by Duba. Sandstrom maybe overplayed it, finally ran into a cul-de-sac. Mario Mackie finishes his hit. Riley doesn't keep it in at the blue line. There's a few back and forth. Sandstrom is not happy. He's taken his gloves and helmet off. I don't think it's going to come to much. But there's still fire in the belly of both these guys. Riley's asking. Riley and Sandstrom have gone. Riley's throwing a few rights, a few uppercuts. Sandstrom's down. Well, Sandstrom was game, but they're two very different ends of the spectrum when it comes to that sort of play.
You've got to respect Lucas Sandstrom for that, though. After that shift, he's taken a lot of physical punishment. He's clearly had enough of that. On that last play, he gets a bit of a shove. There's nothing illegal, there's no penalty worthy of it. But he's obviously tired of being targeted physically by the Devils. He's willing to do whatever he can for his team. They're trading by 3. He's trying to get something going for his team there. Goes up against a guy like Blair Riley, who's way out of his weight class. It's a one-sided fight, but you got to give him credit for going in there.
The whistle had gone. These two may have gone. They may be thrown out of this one. I don't know whether it's just because it's at the end of a period, maybe, but I do remember Andrew Lord and Jonathan Phillips getting thrown out a few years ago for fighting while the play had been died down. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
Yeah, there's other referees to discuss in this one. Right after that fight was done, Blair Riley looked up at the clock, saw there was less than 5 minutes and went straight to the bench. We'll have a look at the fight here again now. Watch there. Sandstrom gives Riley a bit of a shove there, shoving each other back and forth. I don't think Sandstrom took his helmet. I don't think Mario Mackie took his helmet off for him. You know, Riley's asking if he wants to go. Sandstrom, I got to give him credit. He knows that this is not going to end well for him. He knows that he's got very little chance of getting a win in that fight.
I mean, make no mistake, the Sheffield bench will be extremely proud that their guy went in for that showing. For the Devils, this is their barn. This is a guy who was being a pest at that blue line and was putting himself about. Blair Riley said, "You'll have no more of that in this building."
Yeah, let's see what the official call is on this one. But like you said there, Riley, he's a tough guy. He's going to set the tone with his hands if he can't finish his hit on you. And Sandstrom, that's going to really, hopefully for the Steelers, that's going to rejuvenate their bench, give them a bit more belief, because they've been up in the physicality themselves and they've been doing very well of it. Tanner Eberle, for example, they've been doing a really good job of setting the tone physically despite trading by 3. So I think Sandstrom's fight there is going to really help them out.
So it's 5 minutes each way. They both stay in the game. They've just gone to the respective dressing rooms because there's less than 5 minutes left in the period. So it's good to see that those two guys will be back in this, because like I said about Sandstrom, I thought he's been very good tonight, and of course Blair Riley is always box office. So Ben O'Connor to Dixon. Long leg. Haddad. Richardson is loose. Duba shuts the door, and again. Couple of big saves from Duba. Dixon. Davy Phillips gets a little something on it. That's a lovely pass by Eberle to release Armstrong, and he has left to go in for support. Left to go around Fournier. Fournier does enough. That's excellent defending from Gleason Fournier, who gets it out of the zone. Johnson. If the Steelers could get one before the end of the period, they would be rejuvenated going into the third. Vendavolio. Fournier. Long stretch pass. Haddad. Jess shields the puck. Allows Martin to come in. Martin away from Brocklehurst. Brocklehurst again. His stick very active. A broken stick as well for the Steelers. Doesn't hurt them this time. Valorant is back on the ice, and that's good news for the Steelers as well. Mosey. Troszczynski sees that he has ice to skate into, and well, he's not a rapid skater, Troszczynski, but he makes up a lot of ground very quickly. A very languid style, but very effective.
Yeah, he's a big body, so he's got those big legs moving to try and make sure that he can get up ice quickly, but he's not as quick as that forwards, who just go in a little bit too eagerly. You watch this there, I think that Haddad maybe wanted to feed Lewis a little bit early. He was banging his stick, calling for that one. If he gets that shot off a little bit earlier, potentially that's going to be more of a tricky situation for Duba to handle, but Duba just strong to his post there. Devils needs to lift the puck. We're trying to tuck that one low on him. Shuts the door.
Tower. Back to the blue line, and Bounds has to watch that one sail over his net. Davis is alive and alert to this. Bounds gets a glove on it and deadens the play.
Remarkably, the latest updates, there's been 32 shots on Thomas Duba already in this game.
I think he settled very well as from the beginning of this second, Ollie. You were quite right in pointing out a few times at the beginning of this stanza where he maybe was a little bit shaky, but he seems to have settled well.
Yeah, he settled very, very well. You can't really fault him for 3 of the 4 goals in our opening period. The first one, Stephen Dixon, he's allowing that lower part of the net there. He's playing too stand-up style there. He's taking away the upper part of the net, but all Stephen Dixon has to do is just put that low one past his leg. The other 3 goals tip in front right off a face-off. Matthew Marimaki just driving the net. The other one is just on at the end of a power play. Blair Riley lifting it up. You know, 5 goals against, it never looks good on paper, but when you watch the game back, Duba's not been bad.
Using every ounce of his experience across many of the top leagues in the world. O'Connor. The Devils don't want to do anything silly here. They want to go into the period break with this advantage. Longley to Jardine, back to Longley. They scored late in the first. Can they get one late in the second? It goes all the way through to Duba. Richardson, Haddad. Haddad spins away from trouble from Aaron Johnson. Johnson is hacking and whacking, and the shot from Longley deflects on.
Yeah, Haddad just battling a little bit too hard in front of the paint. This puck's going to come outside the zone there. Engaging a net front battle just way too close to Thomas Duba. Referee Dean Smith spots that straight away, sends him outside the zone with 13 seconds left in the second.
breathless stuff here. "13 seconds is plenty for something more to happen as well." Brocklehurst. Mosey finds it. Here's a chance, and it was deflected wide by Mark Richardson, getting in the way of the shot. What a big moment that could turn out to be as well. And what a game of ice hockey we have here. Just one more goal added, and that was from Joey Martin early in the second period. The Devils take a 3-goal lead going into the third. But Ollie, you'd be a fool to bet against the Sheffield Steelers.
Exactly, the Steelers, they can hit you very, very quickly. All they need to do is just go into that dressing room, regroup, allow themselves just a few moments just to reflect on that second period, come out fighting in the third. There's only 3 goals in this. This is a team that's scored over 200 goals this year. They can easily turn this around if they just find the momentum to do so.
But Ollie, on the flip side of that, the Devils in that period took it up an extra gear. They looked hungrier at the beginning of that second period. They looked like they wanted to capitalize on their advantage.
They looked like they were playing a cup final in that second period. They were just all over the ice, just making sure they were finishing their hits, making sure that they were driving the play and controlling the entire tempo of that second period, which is something that they really need to do after the first, which was largely controlled by the Sheffield Steelers. Despite a 4-2 scoreline after the first, I thought the Steelers were the better team in the first. Devils really turned it around in the second though.
A big 20 minutes upcoming. We'll have it all for you here on IceTime TV. We'll see you in about 15 minutes time.
And as Chuck-a-Puck finishes, let's get into the second period highlights, which aren't just goals because there's only 1 compared to 6 in the first. Evan Mosey with a good chance early doors, testing Thomas Duber, who looked a little bit shaky to start the period. A few rebounds just coming straight off him and landing favourably. This one nearly made it 5. Blair Riley ringing it off the post. Thomas Duber comes out very aggressive. Looks as though he has that covered if it does go towards net, but in the end goes past him and hits his post, and that one hits his head. In a complete different setup from the first period, it was the Devils who controlled a lot of the opening passages of play. You watch this now, Gleason Fournier just finds a streak in. Joey Martin just tucks that one underneath Thomas Duber. Does a nice little forward roll as well. Watches there, just puts it out. Audacious attempt there by Thomas Duber. That works on EA Sports NHL quite a lot. Not so much in real life though. And that makes it 5-2. Steelers responded well though. They had a few chances of their own. 12 shots against bounds in that period. For this one, Sam Duggan just wants to lift that. Thomas Duber's taking away the lower part of the net as the period went on. Duber looked very, very comfortable in his cage. As you see from a save there. Joey Martin just putting that one there. This time it was good rebound control from Duber. Just tries to play that one away from danger. Nearly goes the other way though because Fournier was in the right position that time. On a 4-on-4 play, Nikolai Lemchigov trying to handcuff bounds, couldn't quite do it. And as DeLuca comes straight out the box, Ben Bounce makes a save. Tom Stuber makes the save. There was a lot of saves after that first goal. And Lucas Sandstrom getting a bit of a shove there, sends Joey Martin through, but Duba stones him there. Very, very good work, and we're going to see one of the most one-sided fights you'll ever see in the league. Credit to Lucas Sandstrom, though, for wanting to go with a guy like Blair Riley, who in the AHL was a good scrapper, I would say. And in the Elite League, shows you as well. 4 punches, Sandstrom's down, but 5-2 down in the game. Lucas Sandstrom just had enough of a few hits in him in that second period, and also just trying to set the tone for his team late in the period to try and come out with some energy in this third as they trail 5-2. And we're about 90 seconds away from that one. Steelers, though, as we said right at the end of the second period, though, they can really punish teams very, very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with the same energy they came out in the first, try to get a quick one, and see how things go. And as the teams come back out onto the ice for the third period, we'll welcome back the man who will take you through it all, the lovely dulcet tones of Gareth Hewitt.
That's a lovely Radio 4 voice introduction. Ollie.
I've been practicing.
Ah, it shows. It shows. A mighty fine job you did there. Well, at the end of the home game against the Dundee Stars last Sunday, Ollie, I invited everyone to get their excitement pants on for the set of fixtures. But I think with this third period, as delicately balanced as it is, we're into tension trousers time.
Do you have adjective clothes for every occasion?
Yeah, my melancholy slippers are the word.
Lucas Sandstrom's in the box now. It's good to see him back out after, I'd say, a beating. But like we said, it's good of him to go in there knowing that he's going to take a few punches to the temple. But I'm sure that when he comes back out on the ice, he's going to be buzzing. He's going to be flying all over the ice, playing physical again. He won't lose his step at all.
No, absolutely. And like I say, I think both benches would have gained something from that fight. Sandstrom stood up for the guys on his bench in a role he's not used to playing, where Riley was doing exactly what he's done for the Devils all season in patrolling this ice pad and this arena. So kudos to both men, kudos to both teams. 20 minutes of drama, 20 minutes of twists and turns. Just as I was going to big crescendo intro the third period, the ice is defective.
I've been told I'm not allowed to point out the Zamboni driver's name. Someone told on me last time I had a go with him.
Was it GDPR?
Possibly. No, I can't remember who it was. Someone told him and he wasn't very happy with me.
Ice repairs made. Battle lines about to be redrawn. This league clash is going into the third period. The Devils go in with the advantage, but the Steelers, you feel, will throw everything they have to overturn this deficit. Long leg. Duba will nestle things down for Tronczynski. Valoran with a hard pass to the left wing, but cut out by the Devils, and Bounds will sail a puck to the opposite zone. Steelers with a chance. Deflection by Fournier. Good stick from Bounds just to take it away from Valoran, but Rabel stays with it. DeLuca back to the point. Fournier trying to get it away. Good backhand play by Valorant, and now Longley is set free. And he will get around Tronchinski. Haddad takes over. Mark Lewis with a shot. Duba with a save. Longley. Jardine shoots. Duba again was screened by Joey Martin. Long stretch one from Jardine, doesn't find its target and will be icing.
Yeah, Devils, you can see what they're doing whenever Tronchinski's on the ice. They're trying to get one of their speed guys on and say, no, he's not the quickest guy out there. If he gets you lined up in his sight, so he's a very difficult man to get past. But if you have that one step to get past him, you can really drive around him. That's exactly what Charles Longley tried doing there. But credit to Tronchinski, he recovered very well, gave him a bit of a shove, took him away from the puck.
Bentivolio sees this one on and nestled into the stick of Aaron Johnson. This time it'll be icing the other way. Well, the first period, the first few minutes belong to the Steelers. The second period belongs to the Devils. The third belongs to an icing call.
Third belongs to the fans.
Steelers win that draw. Long stretch pass up, and that is a great move that Everley and Mark Lewis will just pin him against the boards, and strong work from the Devils, number 4. Bentivolio collects it after a few miscues. Mosey. Bentivolio thought he had read that and tried to intercept the pass. Jardine hard off the glass, but that's going to be another icing call.
Steelers doing very, very well in the neutral zone, just making sure there's no real room for the Devils to maneuver. As both Blair Riley and Lucas Sandstrom return to action. Sandstrom getting an applause from his bench, 2 stick taps on the shin pads there. I'm sure it won't be long till he's back out on the ice.
That dump from Jardine took so long. The Devils have snuck a couple of line changes in here. Joey Martin was definitely on that ice when Jardine flipped that back. McNamee has ended up in the draw. And Jardine's turned over by Jonathan Phillips. And Jonathan Phillips is going to be needed to be the catalyst for the Steelers if they are to stage a comeback here. Bentivolio's pumping his legs. He won't get to the puck before Davy Phillips, but he will just keep the pressure on. Ice to skate into now for the Steelers. O'Connor chasing in on McMonagle and finishing his hit as well. Richardson to Batch. Batch was seeking out Mariamaki. Mark Richardson calm as you like. Plays it out. Josh Batch into McNamee. Zuba. A little bit more of a passive start to the third period from the Devils. Steelers spring into the zone. Connolly. Connolly shoots on Bounds, and Bounds was strong to his post. Tronchinski. And again, short side on Bounds, and the Devils break. Matthew Myers has Duggan to his left. Finds Duggan on the hard around. Turnover by Matthew Myers and Fournier. Fournier allowing the Steelers to come forward, and Bounds left that puck in a high scoring chance area. Riley pumping his legs, he won't get there first. And that is going to be an icing call. It was an attempted pass from Fournier.
You see one of the biggest hits of the night there, Matthew Morris and Sam Jardine. Then now an anti-DeLuca just makes a couple of stick handles there just to try and open up the shooting lane for him. Really, really well worked from him. Tries driving that one low on Ben Bounce, who's maybe expecting that shot to go up high. Kicks that away from danger though.
Fournier dances his way forward, takes the puck away from Riley, and Duggan was in a good area. And it's going to be ice in the Steelers' way. A much scrappier third period than the previous two.
I think this is probably what I expected in the first period, maybe. I thought maybe both teams would be a bit tentative, a bit, you know, trying to feel each other out, see exactly what tempo they're trying to try and set in the game, especially with the cup final on Sunday. But you know, I think a lot of it is the Steelers, they've got to take risks right now. They're three goals down with 15 minutes to go. They need to try and make those headman passes, try and use that speed to get past the Devils defense. But Icing's not really going to get you back in the game.
And this is going to be another one.
We might be here a while. Just an update from the other game taking place. It's Belfast Giants 3, Fife Flyers 1.
A blow to the Fife Flyers' chances of making the postseason. It's been a tough old year in Kirkcaldy. Richardson. Richardson on the return. Long leg to Richardson. Dad with the dump in. Another icing calling. Oh, it's a serious point here. The Devils have come out with quite a controlled tempo to this third period. They are certainly not looking like they're going to exert themselves. They look like they've handed the baton to the Sheffield Steelers and asked them what they got.
I think that's what they have to do in this period. They've got 3-goal advantage coming into this third period of play, so they just need to make sure that they're in control. If they can just control things defensively, really stop the Steelers from getting any stranglehold on this game, force them to make those passes that are going for several icings, then they can just wind down the clock a little bit more, just take out some of the time that the Steelers have to make a comeback.
Jardine. Puck bobbles over his stick, and now the Steelers are pouncing on that. Here's Jonathan Phillips. Good cover from McMonagle, though. But we talked about Phillips being the catalyst, and that's exactly what we meant. Chance for the Devils now, though. A goal for the Devils! It's Evan Mosey! And the Devils rifle their 6th of the night.
Sam Jardine bobbles on the puck on the blue line. Jonathan Phillips looks really dangerous going the other way, but it's a great bit of defensive play from Sean McMonagle. Manages to take that puck away from him, send it all the way down the ice to Sean Bentivoglio. Lovely vision to find Evan Mosey on the right hand side, and he just fires that one low past Thomas Duba. 6-2 now.
Aaron Fox is apoplectic about something. I'm not quite sure what his protest is about, but he had a lengthy discussion with the officials while your replays were showing there. I don't know if you saw anything or nothing towards that I can pinpoint. Turnover for the Devils, Mario Mackey. Riley into Mario Mackey, who spins onto his forehand and then stands onto the puck, but he had huge pressure on him. Valorant chasing Fournier down. Martin strips Connolly of the puck. Mario Mackey. Riley puts up a hand. Connolly with a little back and forth, and this is what we talked about before the game, Ollie, with Connolly.
I think a lot of this now is a 6-2, 13 to go. I think Connolly should try to send a message to his team right now, just trying to send a message to the Devils as well with Sunday night approaching. I think what he's doing right now, I think he knows that this is going to be a mountain decline for them to maybe try and get themselves back level on this one. 4 goals in 13-38. It's not impossible for a team like Sheffield. It's just improbable. But if he can just send a message, just leave a few bruises, that's what he's going to try and do right now.
And the longer the score stays like this, only the more the spectre of Sunday hangs over this game and the decisions made within it. There's going to be a penalty against the Steelers. Jardine to Richardson. Richardson stood up at the blue line, but it's going to be a power play to the Devils.
Yeah, right off the face-off. It's just a tripping call coming in. Matthew Myers is trying to get away from his guy there. If you watch this now, just comes straight away. And as he's trying to skate away from now, and it's Nikolai Lemchugov just gets his stick right in between the legs of Myers, and it's going to send the Devils to a power play.
And a power play, Ollie, where they don't really need to exert the pressure, they just need to be smart.
Exactly, win the face-off like they've just done, just move that puck around, kill 2 minutes, or add a 7th, up to them.
Shot through traffic, Duba with a great save. He's deep in his net, Duba. He's a great tracker of the puck. Shot comes in, it's a wild one off the glass and takes it out of the zone. 48 turns the puck over, short-handed chance, a misfire, and well, that may be a microcosm of the Steelers' evening. A little bit of frustration there, and the Devils set things up. One-timer, Duba does very well to not let that one spill out in front of him.
Yeah, he does a good job standing his ground there as well, because Mario Mackey's coming in for that second attempt, and instead of getting that past him, he just stays put, just swallows that one up on the second attempt.
Matthew Myers, Haddad, Martin, McMonagle, through traffic, deflection wide. Haddad takes a hit, a fair hit. McMonagle. There's a few cross checks going in front of net. Matthew Myers trying to get position, takes another cross check, and it's going to be a penalty. And somehow 2 players are going to go in here.
I think the reason why Matthew Myers is going, that first initial cross check, Dean Smith was watching him all the way. Matthew Myers cross checked him back. After that, that's when the second one comes in, and that's probably going to get you a few more.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, Matthew Myers doesn't need to do that. Yeah. Well, there's maybe an argument for a second one from Johnson.
Yeah, if you watch that first one, as soon as he gets that hit in the back, Myers turns around straight away, paying no regard to where the puck is, cross-checks him. That's why he's gone to the box on this one. There could be calls, like you said, for that second one against Johnson, which was quite high towards the end, but I think at that point, 6-2 game, referees just want to try and set the tone, make sure there's nothing further on that.
Yeah, that is a very good point. There has to be a referee into the situation that goes into this as well. So both men sit for 2 and take their medicine. McMonagle. Shot comes in, Duba takes it away. Davy Phillips is going to collect this, and the Steelers, this is what they need to do. They need to take chances. And that shot is deflected into the net, but they have to do that, Ollie.
They have to make some sort of effort just to get up ice like that, make sure they're trying to hit them on the counter, because that's exactly what they can do. They've got some very, very quick legs. Jonathan Phillips, despite his age, he's a very, very fast skater. He's out there right now with John Armstrong. Those are two solid body guys who can really drive the net, really generate some offense with just how they just move the puck right towards the crease every single time they're on it.
Devils remain on the power play for another 20 seconds. McMonigal. Batted out of the air by Troczynski, but kept in by the Devils. Martin, Mosey. Haddad doesn't get all of it, or much of it, the truth be told. Dixon, strong work from Stephen Dixon. Dixon still with it. The Steelers are back to 5 skaters. Armstrong nudges it forward. Lentigov, lovely move, Lentigov, what a move! What a goal that would have been, and it's fallen for Riley, who's in on the breakaway at the other end! The exclamation point for the Cardiff Devils! They're in 7th heaven!
That's so unfortunate for Nikolai Lenchigov, but that puck just rings around to Blair Riley on a breakaway, just pulls a couple of stick handles, just gets Thomas Duba going one way, lifts it up over his gloves. 7th goal of the night for the Devils, 7-2 lead.
Never in their wildest dreams did the Devils expect to be putting as many goals on the Steelers as they are. But it's been a masterclass in being clinical when you have your chances. It's been one of those games where those players who know how to win trophies have come to the fore. The Steelers are now stretching the game. Mario Mackey helping his man out. And the Devils just need to keep their eye on the puck here. The Steelers will want to send a message. Their pride will be dented. McNamee sets up a one-timer, and that's a wild knuckle puck above the net. But we mentioned it a few moments ago, Ollie, the spectre of Sunday will now come into play.
Yeah, exactly. As you see there, as Mario Mackey skating away, Lucas Sandstrom just gives him a bit of a tap on his way off the ice. There's nothing wrong with the counter hit that Mario Mackey gave him a few moments ago, but this is exactly what it is now. 10 minutes to go, 7-2 game. The game's basically done from a Steelers standpoint. They just need to try and make sure they're leaving the rink tonight with their heads high, heading into Sunday. Redemption's on the line for them.
I'll make a bold prediction. We ain't seeing a 7-2 scoreline to either team on Sunday. Fournier to Bentivoglio. Martin. Batch. Martin! And that does hit Duber, who's in the right place. Richardson. Batch. McMonigal. Fallen to Batch, who nestles it in to Longley. Shot from the blue line. Longley picks it back up. Turns and spins, lovely puck protection from Charles Longley. Duba swats it to the corner. Hard around for Mosey, and the Devils will be more than happy to play the rest of the game in this area of the ice. The Steelers, though, are launching an attack. DeLuca. Troczynski at the blue line. Deflection from Connolly. Mosey. DeLuca. And again, the Devils just need just gone straight back into control mode on.
Exactly, they're just making sure their positioning is strong, just making sure they're taking away any passing out lane that they can. Whenever they get the puck, they're just quite controlled. They're not rushing anything at all. They're just making sure they can just eat away some seconds on this game, just not allow the Steelers to get any sort of momentum towards the final 8 minutes of this game heading into Sunday.
Riley tried to spring McNamee. Valorant offloads for Connolly. Valorant can't get to the corner. Duggan to McNamee. Offside, the Devils.
Yeah, McNamee just slowing that one up. Sam Jardine maybe just misread that. Thinks he's going to speed him right in the middle. If he takes a look up, that's Sam Jardine in on the breakaway.
Them to go. A hand pass signal. One thing I think we should mention is how well the Devils have adapted defensively to Morrison going off the ice. There's been a few different pairings that have had to get to know each other very quickly tonight, and they haven't looked like they missed a beat.
I think that's all down to the fact that there's so much familiarity in this squad. If you look at defensively, there's only really been Sean Morrison and Sam Jardine who've come in this year. So there's a lot of guys who played with each other over the last couple of seasons. Yeah, okay, the pairings are a bit better when Morrison's in the lineup, but they're quite easy to adapt.
Martin twisting and turning. There's a little bit of back and forth with Mario Mackie. Comes to nothing though. Richardson. Davey Phillips is trying to get that puck to settle down. Ben O'Connor has gambled here and gone forward, and here he is. It's going to be a penalty on the Devils as Bounds makes a save. It's a hooking call on Joey Haddad. Take another look at this one.
Haddad going very slowly to the box. Watch here now, Haddad just gets his stick tangled up with Varabo's stick. Not the most obvious hook I've ever seen.
I've certainly seen those called the slashing this year, when there's stick-to-stick contact made like that. So 2 minutes for Joey Haddad. The Devils get the early clear. Valorant hits the blue line with speed. Matthew Myers just putting a bit of pressure on Davis. And again, the Devils clear. Unfortunately, hits the linesman on the way through, but I think he's okay. It's a hazardous job. Wearing the stripes. And I think we're seeing here, Ollie, Steelers a bit more lack of urgency on this power play attempt.
Yeah, I think for them, they just want to get out of this one, just assess the video tomorrow in their day off, where they'll probably be tucked away in some Cardiff hotel room, not revealing the location at all. Making sure there's no fireworks going off at 3 AM outside.
Trochinsky. Riley will clear his lines, and we're creeping into the final 5 minutes of this contest, a contest between two very good teams, a contest between first and second. Ollie, I think it's really important that we mention that absolutely no trophy is won tonight.
No, exactly. No trophies won tonight. It just means that the Cardiff Devils just finally go ahead of the Sheffield Steelers. But still, they've got those games in hand. They still have to use them, though. They can't just expect the fact that they go ahead in the standings that that's them in the driver's seat.
Armstrong, and it's a goal at the death of the power play. It will be an even-handed goal that's credited, but Sandstrom gets a well-earned marker. It's 7-3 here.
Bit late in the game for any sort of comeback, but that's a well-worth goal on the power play from the Sheffield Steelers. You look there, John Armstrong, great pass out in front And eventually it's just going to be tucked home at the second time of asking, 7-3 with 4:47 to go.
I have to say, the Steelers fans in the corner celebrating that goal are getting into a dual chant with Block 13 who are next to them. And they're a credit to their team. They're going to have fun this weekend. Come on, me! And that would have been interesting, wouldn't it? If the Steelers can get another on the board very quickly, it changes the complexion and atmosphere of this one.
And the other thing as well is that the Steelers, they want to try and end this game on a high to have some sort of momentum going into Sunday night. They want to try and make sure that they can be the last team to score, which at the moment they are. If they can add a fourth or maybe a fifth, just make it a bit more interesting in the final 4.5 minutes of this game. Just try and get something something to take as a positive out of this.
Off the glass for the Devils. Haddad loses control, and Mark Lewis Bentivoglio, Myers, Duba moving the puck quickly. Lovely stick handling, and it's going to be another penalty coming up on the Devils. Eberle used his hands well and was impeded on the way through.
Yeah, Sam Jardine going to the box now. Another chance for the Steelers just to grab another one late on in this period. If you watch here now, just comes up through the ice. Sam Jardine just gets his stick tangled up in his legs. No complaints on that one.
You expect a little bit more urgency from the Steelers this time.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go. They've scored a bunch in quick succession. It's probably a bit too much of an ask for them, but like I said, it's all about that momentum.
Well, they have been free scoring all year. They're certainly confident in their offensive firepower. Valorant. DeLuca off the bar. They may be reviewed.
That should be reviewed.
Keep an eye on your clocks, because this time is going to go back, I think. And if the Devils get a goal here, that'll be really interesting. Bentivoglio. I think that's going to come back. That was close. There's a rough scuffle at the bench. Play resumes. Well, what's really annoying about this is I'm going to have to call these minutes all over again, I think. Lentigov. Clearance from the Devils.
Just had a quick look at the replay. I don't think that does go in. I think that hits a post.
We'll get you a replay as soon as we're able. As soon as there's a break in play. McMonagle turned inside out. And the shot goes high into the net. Here's the replay of DeLuca's effort.
You watch this now, right on the post here. Any second now. There you go.
They are looking at it though. They are looking at it.
It's worth a look, because to me, I initially thought that's a goal. First thing I thought was that's a goal, but looking at that overhead angle,
can we get it again?
Not.
We're just going to put this up for you now. And we'll see here off the post and away. So it'll be a pretty quick review, you would think. We've been wrong before though.
I think every time we say quick review, it's usually about 2-3 minutes long. To me, it should be a quick review, but it's the right thing to call, because if up here from our vantage point, I thought straight away that's hit the back bar and come straight back out. So Absolutely. If we have that doubt, the referee's going to have that doubt. They have to use goal line technology for this exact reason.
Agreed. And we get to see Kipper again. The great frame of Kipper. We've got a decision coming up here. No goal. The correct decision.
I think we're right about the quick review for once.
But as you said, Ollie, absolutely the correct decision to have another look at it.
Yeah, if there's any doubt, that's exactly what goal line technology is there for. It only gets interesting when the play goes on for that long, and if the Devils score, what happens then?
The euphoria of the Devils fans will be short-lived. So here the Steelers attempt to get another one towards the end of a power play. Trashinsky gets all of that, but he also sees it over the bar. He got another chance here. This time he elects a little pass. Then to go back to the blue line. O'Connor is pinballing around, and the Devils ease it out of the zone. It's not going to have the legs for icing and win the last 2 minutes of this contest. Ollie, it's been everything that we promised it would be, but I don't think either of us thought there'd be this much of a gap come the end of the scoreline.
Yeah, we promised goals, but I didn't exactly promise a 7-3 scoreline with a minute 30 to go. It's been just a really good game of hockey. Like I said earlier on, I don't think the scoreline really reflects the way that the Sheffield Steelers have played. There's been times defensively where they have had gaps. Stuber at times has looked a little bit shaky. His rebound control's not been exactly where it needs to be, and the Devils just been very opportunistic.
You would say, though, that the Devils probably shaded the second and thirds. The first was an anomaly. How they got 4 goals from that was quite surprising. But the second and third period, they did make the most of that advantage.
Yeah, exactly. I think the first period, it belonged to the Steelers to me. It was very weird the fact that the Devils came out 4-2 ahead in that period, because to me, I thought the Steelers completely controlled the tempo. They completely controlled the game. After that, the Devils completely turned the momentum around. They took a stranglehold of this game, and they come out of this deserved winners.
Steelers still pumping their legs. We're into the last minute of this league game. All eyes now turn to the Challenge Cup final in this venue. There'll be a lot more orange in this building, I assure you. 4 o'clock face-off this Sunday. It's completely sold out. The only way you can watch it is on Premier Sports. Go to the Elite League website for details of how to book Premier Sports. You don't want to miss the first showpiece final, just like you didn't want to miss tonight's game. A game that has seen the Cardiff Devils put an exclamation mark on a result against their nearest rivals for the league title. There are still plenty of hockey to be played. There are still lots of teams in the mix. It's going to be a fascinating end to the league title race. But as we tick the last few seconds of this game down, it is the Cardiff Devils who have wrestled the advantage in the title race away from the Sheffield Steelers. The Cardiff Devils go to the top of the standings with an emphatic win. It ends Cardiff Devils 7, Sheffield Steelers 3.
Just a quick start as well. That's the 4th time in the last 10 meetings between these two sides that the Cardiff Devils have won 7-3.
The robots take over, Ollie, you will be our leader.
To be fair, the last few games between these clubs over the last couple of seasons have been very, very high scoring. It's just a case of the Devils just very, very opportunistic tonight, just making sure that they took their chances in the first and really allowed them to take control of the game in the second and the third period. I thought Duba looked a little bit shaky at times, but other than that, I thought he was very solid in net. Can't really blame him for 3 of the 4 goals in the first period. After that, the Devils just completely took control of the game, went to work, and climbed to the top of the standings.
It's a result that's going to sting the Steelers, that's for sure. I'm sure it won't play too much of a part on Sunday. A final is a totally different beast.
Yeah, exactly. After this, you have to have a short memory. You have to put this game, you reflect on it, you look at what went wrong, you try and correct the mistakes, you maybe adjust the lines if you have to, but after that, you completely just put this game out of your mind. Sunday is a completely different beast. It's a cup final. There's a trophy on the line. That's the thing, like you said earlier on, there's no trophy on the line tonight. All it is positions and 2 points. There's still plenty of hockey left to play.
By the way, Ollie, I'm pretty sure You said that Sandstrom was going to win man of the match before that happened, yeah?
I actually was going to suggest him, to be honest. I thought that the way he played physically, he was in the right areas, he was creating a lot of energy for his team. He stood up for himself, he took that beating from Blair Riley as well, all to try and motivate his team. And fair play to him, every single time I've seen him, just been very impressed with him.
Because I'm in a good mood, I'll let you off. I'll let you know. Well, it won't be long until we see them. The Sheffield Steelers will be back in the Viola Arena on Sunday. Premier Sports. Get yourself booked in for that. The Elite League website has all the details on how to book Premier Sports for that event. So please go there for all of the instructions. But we wish all of the Steelers, players, management and fans who are not staying in Cardiff a very, very safe journey home.
And for those who are staying in Cardiff, try not to enjoy the rugby too much tomorrow.
Yeah, Tiger's only open for another 2 weeks, so get down there as quick as you can.
Other than that, hopefully they enjoy their time just leaving on the rugby.
But a lucky voice, what's your song of choice on the karaoke on?
I actually got into a bit of trouble at karaoke before. When I started a job a few years ago, they took us out to karaoke on the Friday night after our first week. And I'm a big country music fan, so I tried to play I didn't know any music other than country. So I thought, when it comes to karaoke, I'm not going to know the songs, they're not going to make me sing. We went to the only place I've ever known in the UK that has only country on the karaoke.
Well, honky tonks.
I was singing a bit of Florida Georgia Line.
Nice.
That did not go well.
Your man of the match for the Devils tonight.
I think 2 goals and a fight. The man skating away just there, Blair Riley for me.
Ollie, you'll be helping out the Elite League media team for Sunday as well, so is there encourage everyone to keep their eyes on the website over this weekend. We have a lot of the team helping out from IceTime.
Yeah, it's not just myself. I know Rachel's helping out, Dan's helping out, so there's going to be a few of us around Sunday night for what should be just a spectacular event. Really, really looking forward to the Challenge Cup final. It's a good venue as well, not quite on the edge of the UK, but the extreme edge of the UK.
It has been a good evening in the extreme edges of the UK. Craig Soshak, one of the owners of the Devils, is in town. He's enjoyed himself tonight. He's going to soak up some applause. Brian Parker isn't here tonight, but I believe he's made the trip as well. It is Blair Riley who picks up the award. He will take the plaudits, but it was a huge team effort tonight.
Yeah, it's a complete team effort. He had 2 goals, but there's plenty of goal scorers, plenty of guys getting on the game sheet with an assist or a goal. Just a really good team effort. No one really played selfish hockey. They completely bought in. I thought Andrew Lowe got the lines absolutely spot on over the last couple of games. Didn't really adjust much. He had to make that adjustment with Morrison dropping out through injury, but other than that, he's found his groove with what works. Now that the Devils are back to health, something that they haven't been too much this season, they are going to have a very strong run in till the end of the league campaign.
All eyes will be on that league campaign. We'll have all the action of the next home game here in the league when the Guildford Flames come to town on the 14th of March. That'll be the next time you hear us on IceTime.TV. Premier Sports Bigger Challenge Cup final this Sunday. The Cardiff Devils, though, have taken a step towards attempting to take back the league championship, which currently is held by the Belfast Giants. They felled the Steelers by 7 goals to 3. Enjoy the Challenge Cup on the weekend. It will be fantastic. Look forward to seeing Murph and Paul Adey and Chris Ellis as they make the trip down. But for now, as the Devils take their applause, it leaves me, Gareth Hewish, on behalf of Ollie Hampson and all of the IceTime TV team, Thank you ever so much for joining us, and we hope you've enjoyed your hockey wherever you are. Good night.